Mark 9 and 41. For whosoever shall give you a cup of water to drink in my name, because ye belong to Hamashiach, verily I say unto you, he shall not lose his reward. And with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Israel that rule well, and shalom to the Akim, Akwathium, and the speckled bird listening and learning. Shalom. Mark 9 and 41. For whosoever shall give you a cup of water to drink in my name. Okay? Got a lot of people that have been watching the brothers of the new covenant teach, and I always say myself, Yahweh my power. My name is Mawazar. My title on my channel is Yahweh my power. I'm not going to ask for anything because I do get up and I do go to work and I do try to help at least the brother Yahweh the Maccabees at least once a month to try and give him that cup of water, that I have available. Okay. And, we know there's a lot of people, and we look at your channels, man. We always do. And there's some brothers that don't have a lot of activity for what reason. I have no idea or understanding. I'm not going to question anything. That's not up to me to question you about your standing with Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, they're gonna have to answer for every idle word. Okay, all right. When you had the opportunity to teach and you did not, but at the end of the day, or at the same time, okay, you didn't help the brother. Um, you didn't help the brother with that cup of water. Okay, and Matthew 10 and 42 says the same thing. But I want to get something that came to me in the spirit. It's the book of First Kings, and I want to start reading at 10 just to give you an idea, okay, of what you're actually doing. Okay. So if you give these prophets a cup of water, you will receive that prophet's reward. All right. So when you go into the book of First Kings 17, it talks about Elijah. Okay. During the time of the famine, and he he was told to go to a specific river, and the Lord had ravens bring him food. Okay. And afterwards, I'm going to begin at verse 10 so that you can get an idea of what was going on. I didn't want to make this too long. Okay. Isaiah 17 and 10. So he rose and went to Zarephath. And when he came to the gate of the city, behold, the widow woman was there gathering of sticks. And he called to her and said, fetch me, I pray thee, a little water in a vessel, that I may drink. And as she was going to fetch it, he called to her and said, bring me, I pray thee, a morsel of bread in thine hand. And she said, as Yahweh, our power liveth, I have no cake, but a handful of meal in a barrel, and a little oil in a cruse. And behold, I am gathering 2 sticks, that I may go in and dress it for me and my son, that we may eat it and die. So this widow woman, had her and her child were going to eat the last of the meal that they had. Okay, the last of that meal and that oil. They were going to make some cakes, and then they were going to starve to death. Okay, all right. Verse 13. And Elijah said unto her, fear not, go and do as thou hast said, but make me therefore a little cake first. Okay? These brothers, when they ask you for a cup of water, they're not telling you to put your family last. Okay? There's an opportunity. If there's an opportunity for you to help these brothers, then you should help them. Okay? Because Elijah said unto her, Fear not, go and do as thou hast said, but make me therefore a little cake first. Give me a little bit of bread, man. Okay? Because I'm gonna bless you. All right? Let me get to the point. All right, and bring me, and after make for thee and for thy son. For thus saith Yahweh, our power of Israel, the barrel of meal shall not waste, neither shall the cruse of oil fail until the day of Yahweh sendeth rain upon the earth. Okay, so during this famine, if you have given these brothers, that are asking you for a cup of water, okay, all right, then your meal and your cruse of oil is not going to fail, man. Okay. If you I just read it in the book of Mark. Okay, if you give one of these prophets a cup of water, then you're going to receive a prophet's reward, and the prophets are going to eat. These brothers are going to eat during that famine. Okay. All right, and they're telling you, if you give me a cup of water, if you give me if the let me read it again. Okay, and Elijah said unto her, Fear not, go and do as thou hast said, but make me therefore a little cake first. Give me a cup of water, and you will receive a prophet's reward. Okay, so what it's telling you is, and bring it unto me, and after that, make for thee and thy son. For thus saith Yahweh our power of God of Israel, the barrel of meal shall not waste. My servant shall eat. Okay, are you going to receive the prophet's reward when he receives his? All right, neither shall the cruse of oil fail until the day of Yahweh sendeth rain upon the earth. And she went and did according to saying of the saying of Elijah, and she and he and her house did eat many days. Okay, that's a spiritual replenishing of the food and the cruse, the meal and the cruse of oil. Okay, and the barrel of meal wasted not, neither did the cruse of oil fail, according to the word of Yahweh, which he spake by Elijah. And it came to pass after these things that the son of the woman, the mistress of the house, fell sick. And the son of the woman, the mistress of the house, fell sick, and his sickness was so sore that there was no breath left in him. And she said unto Elijah, What have I to do with thee, O thou man of God, of our power? Art thou come unto me to call my sin to remembrance, and to slay my son? And he said unto her, Give me thy son. And he took him out of her bosom, and carried him up into the loft, where he abode, and laid him upon his own bed. And he cried unto Yahweh, and Yahweh, our power, hast thou also brought evil upon the widow with whom I sojourn, by slaying her son? And he stretched himself upon the child 3 times, and cried, and Yahweh and said, cried unto Yahweh and said, O Yahweh, my power, I pray thee, let this child's soul come into him again. And Yahweh heard the voice of Elijah, and the soul of the child came into him again, and he revived. And Elijah took the child, and I'm going to stop right there. So, during this time of famine, Salakia, I'm holding my phone. But during this time of famine that's getting ready to come, okay? If you have given a prophet, okay, a cup of water, okay, then you will receive a prophet's reward. And the Lord said that my servants shall eat. Okay, these men that are servants of the Most High are going to eat. Okay, and then at the end of the day, they have the ability, and the brother Yahweh the Maccabees always says it. We are going to have power over life and death, man. We've been given the keys of David. Okay, we have been given those keys, and that power that's going to be given to us is going to determine whether you receive the prophet's reward or whether you are dismissed. Okay, and told to go elsewhere or get put to death possibly. Okay, you see, this woman was obedient. This woman listened to Elijah and did exactly what she was told. Okay, and a lot of our people don't have that capacity right now. So that's why when these brothers say, "Give me a cup of water," okay, when they ask for that cup of water, uh, uh, you're supposed to, if you're listening to them, if you're being fed by them, and you believe what they're saying, then you're supposed to be obedient. Especially, it's a lot. I don't have my fucking teeth in. Especially if you're not teaching, but you're a believer, you should be moving. Okay, you should be moving. This shouldn't be something that you have to think about. Okay, you shouldn't have to think about whether you should help these brothers, man. Okay, Yahweh the Maccabees, Kam Yakal, Shalom Abba. Okay, you shouldn't be even. You shouldn't even. There should be no. There shouldn't be a fucking even a thought as to whether you should be helping these brothers, man. If you're being fed by them, if you believe, and if you're not really producing the way that they are, or you're not doing it at all, you should be helping these brothers, man. Because they're going to have at very soon they're going to have the power Elijah had to talk to the Most High and have your ass either eat or die. Okay. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Kagodash. Again, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Israel, Ruel and Shalom, to the Akim, Aquathium, and the speckled bird listening and learning. Shalom.